responsible for the global business for Godrej Infotech. What I'm going to share here is experiences of customers who have already decided and either gone to the cloud or are on the way to their journey on cloud. So just a raise of hand, how many of you have already either migrated or in the journey of cloud? It's 50-50. So I think it's a good time to have a session like this where we have exchange of views and inputs within the group itself. Before we go to the session in terms of sharing with you the experiences, let's be in a theater mode. How many of you can recollect and recognize these characters? All those who are young like me should definitely be able to recognize. This is one of the most famous sci-fi series which started in 1966. So you can assume how long back this was there in the frame of doing something which we are all talking about. And this is what is a series called Star Trek. See this. This man in blue t-shirt is Captain Spock. And he has two of his colleagues in this spaceship. And this is what is happening. So you can assume in the year 1966, people have thought of what it was called as transporting, which is what is moving to the cloud for us. So cloud is nothing new. It's been there for decades now. The mode, the method, the models have changed, but for sure, people have thought of moving in cloud much ahead of us. So when we are moving towards cloud, there are always inhibitions. There are always concerns. What is going to happen? These are guys who possibly thought of transporting themselves in cloud at that point in time from one place to the other. So let me share some kind of reasons why customers are considering moving towards cloud. They anticipate certain challenges which they are currently anticipating or finding, like for example, high cost of on-premise hardware. Now that is being addressed by cloud. When you move to cloud, the entire infrastructure cost is reduced. So you have optimization of your cost moving to cloud. You are not able to scale up the expenses that you are doing. You have a model where you can bring efficiency, you can bring scalability in your solution, and moving toward cloud becomes an answer for that. The maintenance task that you do, that's something which is really overwhelming. You have a huge team which is managing your application day in and day out, 24/7 at times, depending on your operations. But here, in this case, you only focus on your strategic areas. The operational things are taken care of to a large extent from the cloud model itself, the SaaS model itself. Technology adoption, digitization, digital transformation, that is the in thing. And moving into cloud definitely gives you an opportunity to adopt digital transformation. These are some of those benefits that we can put up, but there are many more which are definitely there when you get more deeper and understand. And that's where this particular session was intended towards sharing some insights from the customers who have decided to move towards it. So they have also had these kind of challenges. They evaluated it, they did a deep dive and decided that why they should move to cloud. We have, so Walter here, he presented this morning the Boskalis case study. They have done detailed evaluation of why they should move to cloud. They moved to single tenant, and then they've thought that multi-tenant is the option that suits best for them. And that's how many of these customers went through that process of due diligence and decided that moving towards cloud is the way forward for them. So these are some of the experiences that the customers have shared in terms of their objective or their perspective of why they wanted to move towards cloud. This is a customer which is based out of India, a 70 million size company. The reason why we have tried and put different perspectives are size and scale at times does not have any barrier. It doesn't need to be a very large company or a very small company to take these decisions. Because everything brings you efficiency, and even as a small company, you definitely want to scale up, grow. And this is something which is an enabler for you. So this company decided to move towards cloud. They had several challenges, something which you might possibly be able to relate as well. They had challenges in terms of quality, the product costing. They had challenges in terms of integration with the manufacturing system, MES system. So they decided that they should go on cloud. And after they went into cloud, this is what they have to say. So basically they are saying that maintaining cloud is very easy. You don't have to bother about the backups, the securities, and the updates. There is practically no downtime for you. Things happen over the weekend without your concerning about it. In the past, when you had to do an upgrade or update a patch application, you had to really plan it in a big way to ensure things are happening in the right frame. These are all taken care of. They are talking about the scalability in terms of performance, and that's what they are achieving. They have better control, and that's something which is extremely important from the perspective of manufacturing operations, their inventory operations. So that has given them more time, because now they are not bothered on the day-to-day activities. Majority of it is taken care as a practice. So they have time to invest in terms of strategic areas where they can really focus on ensuring improvement in the business operations. And of course, integration with applications, the multiple applications that they are running, is very seamless and easy. So this is one of the customers who shares his experience, saying it's so easy to be there after they have moved into cloud. This is another customer which is in US. They are into kitchen and bath products. They also felt that they need a cloud migration. This was a customer which was actually running some legacy applications in the past, and they really found it challenging for them to manage their business using that legacy application. So they said, let us migrate to cloud, let us migrate to LN cloud. And that's where we did this deployment. The beauty of this deployment was everything was done remotely. Not a single hour was spent sitting in front of the customer. The entire project was done remote, and the customer is up and running for almost 3 years now. So definitely there are other possibilities which also comes in the whole model of how do you do the deployment, how do you reduce their interface and ensure that things are taken care of to the best possible manner in terms of quality, in terms of deliverables. And this is what they say now. They wanted a standard application which has all the best practices, and they have that in place. So they know that they are in competition with the market. Because when you are adopting the best practices, you are actually upgrading yourself in the marketplace as well. So that's a big advantage that they get. They are operating across multiple countries. So they are able to really take care of those requirements as well. They've also made it more cost effective. Because of the infrastructure cost being saved for them, they find it more cost effective for managing and operating a system which is in cloud. So LN Cloud has actually enabled them to get these benefits. Next are two customers who have decided to go ahead. They are on the way, some in different stages, some are in the verge of completing the user acceptance test, somebody is in the final stages of preparation for go live. But these are customers who had decided to move into LN Cloud Suite. This is a customer who had 10.4. And this is something which is very familiar, because in this session as well, I heard many of the presenters talking about being on 10.4 and how they want to move to cloud. So this is a customer which was on 10.4 and decided to move on cloud, and they evaluated deep dive. In fact, for that matter, this particular customer, it took almost 6 months for them to do the detailed deep dive analysis before they decided about it. This is an European customer, and we are in the phase of doing a kind of preparation for UAT for them. So I assume in the next 3 months' time, they will be up and running. And they have global operations, so it's more complex from that point of view, multiple kind of scenarios. Now when they took decision, one of the key parameter which was important for them was CPQ. And that's something which was must have for them as a solution, so as to ensure that their overall technology landscape is taken care of by the Infor system as far as the core ERP is concerned. They are also using some third-party applications. For example, they are using Salesforce for their CRM, which also is in a stage of upgradation. So we are upgrading to the latest version across different countries for their CRM system as well. But as a core ERP, this is something which was a must-have for them. And when they did a deep dive, they had enough and more number of discussions with us, with Infor, and jointly as well. And then finally, after all those due diligence, they decided that this is going to be a way forward for them. They found all those checkbox that they had defined going as yes, yes, yes. And that's when they decided that we should go ahead with Infor Cloud Suite solution. And that's where we are. And these are the parameters that they wanted to really put forward, some of the key parameters which they wanted to ensure is a tick mark for them. So a cloud solution for the rollout, because they are operating across multiple locations. They are kind of doing the kernel model, as they call, building up the entire solution, and then they will be rolling out across all the geographies that they operate. Shop floor digitization was one thing which was extremely critical for them. They are into elevator lift manufacturing, so they had something which is extremely important, and the CPQ part, as I said. And when they did a deep dive evaluation, they found all these parameters extremely robust, strong in the Infor Cloud Suite solution, which enabled them to opt for this product and move ahead with Cloud Suite. This is the fourth one. This is a customer which had built, it has a multiple businesses, like the one which we heard, possibly some of you who had attended, our parent company, Godrej Infotech, which has 14 different divisions, which are absolutely diverse in terms of their business operations. This is a customer similar to that. They also have multiple business divisions, and all these business divisions are very different from the other. So they wanted a solution which can definitely map across all their businesses. They have been using multiple ERPs as well. They have been using Infor BAN solutions, but some of their businesses have been using the other ERPs as well. So they wanted to have a process by which they start with the unit which is already in BAN and move into Cloud Suite, but as a roadmap, they have defined a 3 years roadmap where they want to migrate all the other applications into Infor Cloud Suite. And that's a journey that we have embarked upon. We are on the finalization of the design for this customer, and very soon the deployments will start. So again, in this case, maybe another 6 months' time, they will be up and running into the system. And then eventually, as a roadmap, we will be migrating the other units which are on the other technologies, not Infor, but moving to Infor. And as an organization, we have experience across migration across technologies. We have done SAP to Infor. We have done Microsoft Great Plains to Infor, the customer in US. We have done Microsoft Navision to Infor. So there are experiences that we have in migrating companies who had been into multiple technologies and moved into Infor. So in some way, Infor has been something which is very close to us. As a company, we have been using Infor. We have been supporting our customers. This is the 25th year of our existence. There are several customers that we have been engaged with since the days of BAN. So we understand the product. We have been also involved in certain product development along with Infor as well. And that's where our strength lies. One, in terms of understanding the business, and second is understanding the technology to the depth. And we are able to really assess and understand and speak the customer's language. And that's extremely important in our mind. What we call it is business to IT connect. It's not technology solution that we are talking about. It is understanding the business and providing a technology solution for the customer. And that's where we have been able to engage with this customer in terms of ensuring that they also move towards the next journey of cloud migration. And this is some of the points that they had as a critical component in their decision-making process. So that's something which is very common if you see digital transformations, cost saving, integration, and that's something which is extremely common and important for all customers. Although we say that there should be everything from one stack of products, but then as time comes, you always opt for the best-in-class solution. And there are situations where you opt for multiple technologies, so your architecture is complex, but what is important is to ensure how do you integrate those seamlessly. And our expertise in terms of the ION solution and with the Infor OS, we have been enabling customers to ensure a seamless integrations across the different technologies that they have developed or in their architecture. So that's a quick snapshot in terms of what we have been doing, what kind of experiences that we have, and these are all customers who are already there in the system and the customers who are adopting Cloud Suite solution, how they feel, what is their experience in the last few years of being there in the technology that they were possibly looking for. Thank you so much.